a podcast of what I'm doing every single day, every single week, really, to prepare the content for release, right? So let me go ahead and talk about it. So by the time I record the podcast, I have my editor. Her name is Pia. She helps me one put together the entire podcast, but then she also starts putting together little clips, right? She's cutting the reels and I'm giving her feedback. We've already gone back and forth to even get to the podcast reels now, right? These short clips, the whole intention of these short clips is to drive traffic to the longer form video, right? That's all the intention is with YouTube Shorts, with Instagram Reels, with TikTok videos. The whole point is to get people to listen to the whole podcast. And guess what? Most people aren't going to listen to your whole podcast. In fact, you want to be able to give enough value in that 30 to 60-second clip that makes people either want to go look at the whole podcast or feel intrigued enough, right? And there's a couple of things that I do. Once I get some of these couple of drafts I get from Pia, I would then go ahead and figure out, okay, how do I put this together? What are my top clips? What else am I missing from there? So by the time I got to this level, I already listened to the entire podcast already in my car. I listened to it and I made sure I jot down certain areas of the podcast that I knew had to be a clip based on what I believe is the most important information. And I make sure she gets it, right? So she probably created like a couple of them, like five of them. I told her to create two more. Great. Now, once I get to this level, I can kind of show you what I'm doing here. So for Andrew's podcast, I typically have her go ahead and give me some title suggestions that are click through rate and SEO optimized. Just this week, I am switching over to GEO, generative engine optimization. That's what I'm focusing on now. I no longer care about SEO, I care a lot more about GEO. So when I was deciding what I want to put in my descriptions, I decided to ask, okay, Gemini, since they're the biggest engine, what are the top five questions that people search for on how to rebuild after a fire? One second. All right. So after I get these five questions in, I am now focused on putting them into my description. So if anybody ever searches for these top questions on how to rebuild after a fire, if they have any top five questions on how they build an ADU in California, I am increasing the chances of them finding either my YouTube shorts or they are finding my podcast. And the reason I want to do this is because, look, if I just type in now, what is the top podcast on affordable housing investments? Who is the host? Let's see. Let's see if that comes up. Boom. This is GEO. This is the power of generative engine optimization. If you knew that page one, the equivalent of page one of Google, right? If you knew 20 years ago how powerful it is to be on page one of Google, I bet you'd be working so hard to be there, right? This is the same opportunity right now. You have the opportunity to do your best to appear on ChatGPT, on Gemini, on all these LLMs responses. And that starts with you optimizing every single post right now. All right. So I hope you all have an amazing Sunday. I hope you all spend some quality time with your family and friends today because that's what life is all about. All right. I'm gonna go spend some time with my family, but I thought this might be a little good tip to kind of share with you on what I do behind the podcast. And if you guys have any more questions on what I do behind the podcast, please let me know. I think maybe I can make this a series. So leave a comment down below if you have any questions. All right. Have a good one, everyone. See you tomorrow for day 619.